Hello, it is Melissa Fisher here. This evening I have been just trying to download Visual Studio, get Playwright up and running on my machine really quickly. And I've just been so positively impressed with how quickly that I've been able to do this. I remember about 16 years ago when I tried to learn Selenium, and there were just so many issues. So this is absolutely amazing. It took me about 10 minutes to do this whole thing, which is really incredible. So what I want to do is just quickly talk through what I did. So what I did is went to download the Visual Studio code. So I just went to this page and I downloaded Windows because I'm on Windows 11 on my personal laptop. I also downloaded Node.js, so I just went onto here so I can share those two links. And then once Visual Studio was open, I used this chat at the side. Let me just minimize it. So yeah, there's a chat on the side here that links with, it looks like it's with ChatGPT 5. And what I'll just talk through is what I asked it to do and what it did for me. So initially I was like, hey, yeah, create a new Hello World project in TypeScript. I had to enable GPT-5, so it went ahead and did that. And then I'm just going to slowly scroll down and you can look at what it's done. Created a new workspace setup, and then I asked it to install NPM and Playwright. So yeah, it's going to go ahead and do that. So it created a complete TypeScript Hello World project. So so it created those different things and then installed the dependency npm, and yeah, it just asked me, do I agree to the terms? And I clicked on yes on those. Um, but I'll just go down to the outcomes. So npm and Playwright have been installed successfully, and the project now has Node.js and npm installed. Playwright installed both the main package and Playwright test. The TypeScript configured with ts config JSON, and then the Hello World project with the index. That's the main Playwright script that opens the browser and fetches the page title, a sample Playwright test, and the package.json, the project dependencies and scripts. I think this is really awesome, the way that it explains it, so you can really understand what's in what file. I would have loved this, yeah, many years ago. And then it even gives me a prompt, so now I can, run dev, run build, um, run the compiled JavaScript, or run the Playwright test. So this is the one that I want, really. Um, but I tried to run the npm run dev, and it was coming up with some error. So I said fix the issue with the npm run dev, and then it basically went through and fixed the issue for me, which was pretty amazing. Um, and the problem was that the Playwright browsers weren't downloaded. So rather than me trying to figure all of that out, oh, I've skipped a step and I haven't downloaded the Playwright browsers, it saved me a lot of time, like having to go to someone else, maybe that's a bit more of an expert in Playwright. So this is really fantastic. Um, and then I tried to run npm run test, and it was coming up with an error. So I said, why is it coming up with an error? And it said, I'm going to run the command and see what happens. And that worked absolutely fine. And I said, well, no, actually, that's not the command. It should be the npm run test. So this is really interesting, that you've got to really review what it's doing, and whether it's giving you the right answer. So it wasn't giving me the right answer, so I had to course correct it. And so then it tried to run that command, the npm run test, and then it basically fixed it. It was a PowerShell execution policy description, and it even goes on and checks that the test can run okay, and the Playwright test passes. I mean, this is absolutely amazing, isn't it? What this can actually do. So if I just minimize that now, um, and we can just run, let's just get the command. I can do npm run test, 2 tests using 2 workers, and then it's two tests pass, and that is absolutely incredible, isn't it? That didn't take me long at all to do, so it's really, really so quick. What I would really like to do next is to have a look at this agent stuff. I started to have a look at some of the videos. There's some really good videos. Um, I'll see if I can find the link. Let me just have a look. So, Playwright CP server. I found a really good page with lots of videos. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. So I'll put this in the description as well, so that also you can go and have a look at it. I started to have a look at this, but now I'm going to have a break in a minute and go and watch some telly. um, but you can just go in here and it will tell you what to do. So I started with this command, and that's run okay. And then I was going to have a look into these 3 different things: the planner, the generator, and the healer. Um, but overall, I am pretty much mind blown how amazing this is. As I mentioned, my experience sort of 15 years ago when someone was trying to teach me Selenium is that I used to have lots of different issues like this, like, oh, I hadn't installed something, or, there's something that I had to change. And the fact that uh, a little chat agent can tell me what's wrong really quickly, um, is, yeah, absolutely incredible. And it also like brings me a lot of hope, because I've never felt that sort of test automation was the core skill set of my profession. So now that this can make it so much easier for me in terms of building test automation suites, I feel that I can have more time to focus on, you know, those exploring business risk, or looking at various other aspects in testing. So overall, this is a really exciting thing, and I'd recommend you try it. So yeah, try and do it. So if you're new to test automation, this could be a quick way to quickly get yourself set up, and then afterwards you can start to expand on your test. Think about page object models. That page object model is kind of the way that you sort your code quite neatly, if that's a simple way of explaining it. Um, but yeah, that's a short little video. I just wanted to capture this because when I close Visual Studio down, I'm sure I'm going to lose it all. And I just think it's a really good thing to document and post on my YouTube. So yeah, let me know what you think of this.